Patti Dobrowski. Halloween is over, but we are still wearing our masks. We all wear them every day. Maybe we don't even realize it. Patti talks about how sometimes wearing our mask can help us get through the day. Her speech, The Masks We Wear, the second speech on level 1, is 5 to 7 minutes. Please help me welcome Patti to the lecture.
We wear the mask that grins and lies. It hides our cheeks and shades our eyes. This debt we pay to human guile, with torn and bleeding hearts we smile and mouth with myriad subtleties. Why should the world be overwise in counting our tears and sighs? Nay, let them only see us while we wear our mask. We smile, but oh great Christ, our cries to thee from tortured souls arise. We sing, but oh the clay is vile beneath our feet, and long the mile. But let the world dream otherwise. We wear the mask. This poem was written in 1896 by Paul Laurence Dunbar, a famous Black American poet. And why did he write this poem? Because 1896, it was over 30 years after the Civil War, but African Americans were still being persecuted. And how did they get through their day? With their mask of smiling and grinning that they put on, because they thought that's what white people expected. And we ourselves wear our masks every day, because often it's what we think people are expecting from us. You get up in the morning, something confronts you, you have to put on one mask. You come to Toastmasters, you greet everybody, you have a mask. You get up to speak, you have a different mask. But every day, in every way, we're wearing different masks. So much so that we often don't even realize it. Today I'm going to talk about a group of people that are so inclusive, they leave no one out. And it's the first time I wish there wasn't a group of people that were a group that was so inclusive. But it is. It includes every socioeconomic group, every religion, every bias, every opinion, every color. It leaves no one out. And those are the domestic abuse victims. Every minute, 20 people in just the United States are physically violated. Every minute. So if I talk here for 5 minutes, 100 people have been, in this moment, in this 5 minutes, have been physically violated somewhere in the United States. 1 out of 3 women, 1 out of 4 men are physically violated. So think about it. We're a microcosm of the world, aren't we? So if I counted 1, 2, 3, 4 men, one of those men will be violated. If I counted women, 1, 2, 3, one of those women is violated. I know what I speak of, because there are 3 things I want to leave you with. 3 words that I hope you remember. And those 3 words are silence, charm, and love. Because even though I gave you all those statistics, I never reported that I was physically violated. How many other women and men? Men don't want to report it because they're afraid they're going to be ridiculed. But normally, women don't report it because we're ashamed. I was ashamed, I was mortified. Why didn't I see this ahead of time? Why couldn't I detect what happened? Why else are we silent? We're afraid. Afraid to leave, afraid to stay, afraid to say the wrong thing, afraid to do the wrong thing. Just afraid. Living in fear almost feels like you're thrashing in water to try to get up and get that first breath of fresh air. And then it doesn't happen. And then we don't want to be judged. I don't want someone looking at me and saying, oh, she's doing that because, she was married to the crazy guy. I don't want to be judged. So I was silent. And even for me to get up here again a second time to talk about it in a group, in front of people, is difficult. The second word is charm. Beware of the guy who's too good to be true. Mr. Charming, Mr. Send You Flowers, Mr. Take You Here, Mr. Know What You Want, and he's going to do everything you want until he has you. And then he'll be the charmer who might go like this to you. They do that to you, you leave, then. It only exacerbates. You can read any research you want. If somebody pushes you, shoves you, does anything like that to you, leave. I didn't know that, because that's how it started. Oh, I'm sorry. And Mr. Charming will buy you jewelry, buy you china, buy you whatever, take you on a trip, tell you he's changed, but he doesn't. But the last word I'll leave you with is love, because love saved my life. My father said, don't meet him again. Mom and I will be at the restaurant. I said, Daddy, if I don't meet him, this last time, I've always wondered, could I have made that marriage work? But love made all the difference. And then you'll remember, I could always laugh about something. And remember, I'm the Jersey girl at the wedding. My friend's father comes over and says, we don't like what Sam did. We're going to take care of it. Okay, Mr. So-and-so. No. This is not something we're going to do where you owe us a favor. We're just going to do it. I'm like, oh, you're so funny. It's okay. I'm good. I'm here with my parents. He says, here's the deal. All you have to do is say yes, and we'll break his arms and his legs. We're not going to kill him, because that's a whole different level. But we got to do something. We got to do something. We don't like it. This shouldn't happen to good girls like you. I'm like, it shouldn't happen to anybody. I said, no, I'm good. Upon which I leave, go over to my parents, and I'm telling the story. So my father's like, who said something to you? I said, nobody. I said, this is what Mr. So-and-so said. And my mother's like, oh my goodness, that's terrible. And my father says, I'm good with that.